Last time we were just looking at dirt, and now we're looking at a standing hangar. Looks like they're putting on the insulated metal panel, the roof panels right now.
Oh man, look at him go. He is locked in.
Oh, Dewey, what's that?
Hi, Dewey.
What's that,
How
Dewey?
are you, pal? How's it going? You are the aviation. Man, you're a workaholic.
How old is Dewey now, Wyatt?
Dewey's 6 months. He's turned into quite the guard dog.
Yeah. So Wyatt is our project coordinator, project manager. Like the air show we put on, 90% of that was him. It was my vision, and then he did all the hard work and heavy lifting. All the hangar draws and you know, when we draw out site plans and stuff. So Wyatt does a little bit of everything, but he actually just...
You mean Dewey?
Yeah,
does
Dewey does a
a little
lot.
bit. Looks like Wyatt's assisting Dewey here.
Yeah, right.
See you, Dewey. Listen, man. This is your space. I'm just borrowing it for a minute, all right, pal?
Last time we were just looking at dirt, and now we're looking at a standing hangar. Looks like they're putting on the insulated metal panel, the roof panels right now. This is all the new apron that we poured. This is all asphalt that we're on. So there's a seam right here, and it goes from asphalt to concrete. And so this whole concrete apron in front of us is heated.
Why is there so much ice on it then, Kirk?
Well, we'll talk about that. We don't have the boilers in there.
Oh, okay, all right.
The client wanted to be able to pull up in his jet and get out and not have to be on the ice or anything. So this is not obviously melted off right now because we don't have the boilers in, but we'll go in and look at that. But you turn around and look, airports have what's called a TOFA, or a movement area. And you think about a big plane coming through, the wings are going to be just so far over the taxiway. This is set up where we could have a Gulfstream 550 size aircraft sitting in front of the hangar and not impede our TOFA. So we're about 200 plus feet off the taxiway. The aircraft storage area is 12,000 square feet. Whenever we go over 12,000 square feet, we have to fire sprinkler it. Because we have the garage office lounge area, it's 3,600 square feet. That makes the whole footprint 15,600 square foot. We had to put in a 3-hour firewall. So these insulated metal panels are, the reason they're out here and they're covered is they actually have drywall in between them. So it's panel, drywall, panel. And that'll help get us our 3-hour fire rating. A lot of these buildings, like our hangars, you've got a piece of metal and then a screw that goes down. It's a through fastened screw, and those screws have little rubber gaskets on them, and they can deteriorate over time. These insulated metal panels, there's no through fasteners. They click together like tongue and groove flooring, and then they're fastened on the inside. So we have 0 holes going through the roof. You see the profile here, how this to the next one will just go and lock into there. And they just go through and lock completely together, just like the roof, no through fasteners.
So do you put a sealer in there or anything?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a sealer that goes in there. They're costly, but when we're all done, it's a very, very nice, clean, finished look. And again, it's all completely insulated. You don't have the insulation blankets hanging down. You don't have any of that type of stuff. So, and then what's kind of interesting, if you look, see the crane, he's got that big suction cup on there. And so they'll grab that panel, pick it up, and fly it over there. We're 120 foot wide. The aircraft storage area is 100 feet deep. Our door clearance is 110 foot, so we can put 110 foot wingspan aircraft in here with a 27 foot 8-inch tall tail. Engineered to take Gulfstream 550, which is about 91,000 pounds. The point load at each main gear is 43,000 pounds. So this is 10 inches thick concrete. Probably a little overkill, but I'm not an engineer and I'm wanted the best product for the client, and so we had it all engineered. 10 inches thick. It's 5/8 rebar on a 9-inch grid. You can see we've got a couple of 1/2-inch tubes coming up out of the floor here. Because it's outside, we have to have 2 boilers to thaw, to melt the snow out here. So there will be a boiler right here, and it'll hang on the wall. I believe it's a 300,000 BTU boiler. It'll hang there. It'll go out to there, and then those are all the lines that go out. And then there's another one of those on the other side. So that's combined, you'll have 600,000 BTUs in the boilers thawing out that. The hangar portion, we don't need as much BTUs because it's inside and insulated. So it's set up at 2 manifolds. There's one over here, and all these lines run back into the mechanical room that's over here. And then there's another manifold over on the other side. There's about 20,000 feet of PEX tubing underneath us. Total pour was 860 cubic yards of concrete. So this whole area, this will all be paved. This is all paved parking along here. There's a 10 by 12 roll-up door there, 10 by 12 roll-up door there, and then a 14 by 14 roll-up door there. So when I design these, or when I talk to the clients, I like to make sure that we've got it set up to put anything. So think of like a Class A motorhome or a big boat or something. This one is designed where you can walk, or where you can drive through there, and then there's another 14 by 14 door there to go into the hangar. We've got a 6 foot long by 6 inch wide gutter drain, and the floor slopes a little bit to it. It's like a 6 foot wide bay, so you can pull a vehicle in, snow melts, goes down into there, and then it doesn't mess up everything. From the roll-up door all the way along here, there will be a 5 foot wide heated sidewalk. So literally don't have to deal with snow other than plowing the lot. You'll walk in right here. This is the front door. There's a 4 foot by 8 foot window that looks out here, 4 foot by 8 foot window that looks out there, and then a 4 foot by 8 foot window that looks into the hangar. Cool. We had to figure out how to make that a 3 hour fire rated window. I couldn't find glass rated at 3 hours, so it'll actually have a fire door. In the event of a fire, that door will close automatically and block that off. This is a sink for like a bar, and then this will all be a countertop that wraps around, and there's a bar over there with bar stools that they can sit at. This is a laundry room and pantry. It'll have a chest freezer in it. Restroom. That drain over there, that's the kitchen. There's a window that looks out to the north, so they can stand there and do whatever. This is an office right here. You can see the 4 by 8 window there. That's an office, so the pilots can sit in there and do paperwork, flight plan. If they have mechanics, they can be in there for that. And then this is a mechanical room right here. So you can see all the water comes in. The boiler for the whole, for all of this flooring in here and out there will be right inside of there. We are going to go ahead and paint the inside. Everything you see red right here is going to get painted white, because the entire inside will be white. One of the things that we upgraded on, it's a change order. I chatted with the customer about doing a big ass fan. There's a brand called Big Ass Fans. So we're putting in an 18-foot diameter fan in the ceiling of this, and it'll move the air very well in here.
It was hard to imagine when I was here just watching him move dirt around actually how big this thing is. You know, he talks about how big it was and how many feet and square feet, but then you stand here in front of it, this thing is massive.
There's a couple different ways that you can put a roof up on one of these. What the erectors did, it was really cool to watch. So you've got the trusses up there, was they bolted them all together on the ground. They put the purlins on 2 sections, so you had 40 feet of purlins.
And the purlins are these ones?
Yep, those
right?
are go in that direction, and that's what the siding or the roofing attaches to. We had a 110 ton and a 210 ton crane, one on that side, one on that side. And they grabbed, essentially the roof was built into like quarters. So they lifted the front quarter on that side and the front quarter on that side. They lifted them up. They bolted at the columns, the upright columns, they bolted those on, and they came over and bolted the trusses together. They had this entire roof up off the ground and bolted together in about 6 hours. They had the whole roof assembled on the ground in about 2 days. So incredibly efficient, and also very, very safe, because then you're not going up and putting each of those purlins in one by one. The door is from a company called Higher Power Doors, and it's a single piece hydraulic door. It's not a bifold that goes up and does this deal. It comes up and then rocks back and slides back into the hangar. So this is the truss that goes on the front of that. So when it's straight up and down, it doesn't need a whole lot of rigidity to it. But when it's open, that entire structure is flat, and it's 27 feet in the air. So when it opens up, this truss is what gives that the door the rigidity, so that it doesn't sag. So this part will bolt on the door, that bolts on the face of the door, and this will all stick out. I'm 6'3", and you can see what the size of that is. It's just huge. These are the outer columns. So one of these will go on the opening, and then this huge hydraulic cylinder. This pushes up and down. So when it opens, when you go to open it, this will slide up, and then it'll rock the door back into the building. The reason I like these doors is they don't put any stress or strain on the building at all. We could bolt one of these down in the middle of the taxiway. All of the weight is bared by the ground. The materials, because it came on 2 semis, it was about 60,000 pounds of materials. When that door is open, is all right there. The entire door is supported right there.
Is this in fact the same door that they use in Jurassic Park to keep the Tyrannosaurus Rex in?
It's possible.
I think it's the same door.
Very possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like there's enough parts here to build another building. No, this is just the door. It seems like there's a lot of opportunity for development at this airport. Am I interpreting that correctly?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a good amount of opportunity. This site plan here is still some proprietary information that we need to kind of keep to ourselves, but we're working on a...
This looks like multiple buildings you got happening here.
Yeah, multiple buildings, multiple uses, really a fun project that we're working on. Really appreciate everybody that does make comments and watches our videos and subscribes to it. Coeur d'Alene Aviation's flight school and maintenance and charter and aircraft brokerage and hangar construction. And we have a lot of content, a lot of opportunities to create content.
Yeah.
But we need a little bit of direction, like what more do you want to see? So
yeah.
If everybody likes seeing everything, then we'll keep trucking on it. As you can see behind me, we've got a lot of extra airplanes around here. We've got plenty of airplanes to do more videos on. We've got brokerage planes and customer planes and charter planes and all kinds of planes to do videos on. So I want to thank everybody for watching this episode and all the comments and everything on the first episode when we got the 182. We've added a lot of subscribers, which is appreciated. So if you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe and stay with us for more.